I believed it was true love, until I walked in on him. A genuine tale of betrayal. I urged him to continue on. A true story of treachery. My suburban life seemed perfect from the outside, a veneer of peace hiding more profound desires. It was a life that stirred deep emotions within the souls of those around. We lived in a beautiful, spacious house, encircled by a well-maintained lawn and a sparkling pool that sparkled under the warm sun. My husband, Thomas, was a devoted and successful man, and our son, Evan, was on the verge of graduation, poised to embark on a new journey at just 20 years old. To those looking in, we seemed to be the very essence of happiness. We were a family that others looked up to, yet behind the facade of perfection, a turbulent reality simmered within those walls. Thomas was frequently absorbed in his craft, and when he eventually came home, I felt unseen, as though I were just a faint silhouette in his existence. His gaze wandered into the glow of his phone or the flickering screen, the once vibrant connection between us now a fading memory, overshadowed by an emotional chasm. The man who once brought comfort now appears as a distant figure, his gaze seldom acknowledging my presence. As the days went by, the silence surrounded us, thick and stifling, forcing me to confront a feeling of being unseen within the boundaries of my marriage. Secluded in a realm that was designed to brim with fervor, on a Saturday afternoon during the gentle caress of early summer, the atmosphere buzzed with the potential for change. Evan had invited his dearest friend to accompany him for a swim, a straightforward gesture that concealed a depth of unspoken feelings just beneath the surface. Jason, he had occupied my mind for months, his essence a captivating mix of politeness and admiration. Before that pivotal moment, he seemed like just another regular boy to me. In the kitchen, warm water flowed over the dishes, and my eyes wandered to the sliding glass doors leading to the backyard. A moment of quiet reflection washed over me, and there he was, a figure shrouded in the shadows of desire. Jason stood at the pool's edge, his skin glistening under the bright midday sun, as droplets of water trickled down his flawlessly smooth, rich complexion. Every muscle was tense and vibrant, exuding a powerful essence with every fluid movement. He dove into the depths with a grace that felt almost ethereal, surfacing moments later, a brilliant smile brightening his face, revealing a perfect set of white teeth. In that brief moment, my eyes were ensnared, unable to look away. His physique and smile were captivating, but there was also an intriguing charm about him. His demeanor was nothing short of extraordinary. He radiated a captivating charm. He exuded a natural charisma, creating an ambience that sharply contrasted with Thomas's aloof and weary presence. A strange warmth stirred inside me, a sensation that had been hidden and overlooked for far too long. My attention wavered as I stared at the dishes in front of me, my hands trembling just a bit, while my mind repeatedly wandered back to Jason. I conclude the subsequent weeks. Jason began to visit our home more and more often. In the soft glow of the garage, he and Evan exchanged moments that buzzed with energy, their laughter resonating as they challenged one another during workouts. Late-night gaming sessions intertwined with reality, while sun-soaked afternoons by the pool carried an unspoken bond, a warmth that simmered just below the surface. Whenever Jason was near, my senses came alive, fully attuned to the electricity of his presence. Every passing glance holds meaning. Every word, every instant, his warm, captivating voice resonated throughout the space. It awakened a deep and concealed part of me one fateful afternoon. Evan hurried to the store, leaving Jason caught in a storm of unexpressed emotions. The scent of dinner enveloped the kitchen as he entered, and in that instant, everything transformed. "Mrs. Carter, may I take a moment to grab some water?" he asked, his voice wrapped around me, a soft tone that stirred a sense of discomfort. "Of course, Jason," I replied, making an effort to maintain a cheerful and carefree tone. "Kindly address me as Anna." His smile flowed naturally, enchanting and igniting a wave of warmth within me that made my heart race. "Thanks, Anna." As he reached for a glass, our fingers brushed against one another, igniting a spark that stirred a sense of discomfort. It was a brief instance, brimming with feelings that awakened something profound inside, ephemeral. However, it sparked a profound fire inside me. I remained motionless, ensnared in a moment that was equally thrilling and daunting. His words hung in the air, heavy with unexpressed desire. My breath caught in my throat. Deep down, I recognized that walking away was the correct decision. Softly utter the phrases that will signal the end of the dialogue. Yet, I restrained myself from expressing that I felt completely immobilized. Drawn in by an undeniable force, I am enchanted by his aura. Just as I was on the verge of discovering my voice, Evan entered the room. The instant broke apart into pieces of desire. Jason straightened, a familiar smile returning to his face, suggesting unexpressed emotions lying just beneath the surface. He expressed his gratitude for the delightful dinner, Mrs. Carter, before leaving with Evan, a palpable tension lingering in the atmosphere. Yet, his words lingered in the atmosphere, resonating with a fervor that awakened something profound within. And so, the fire he ignited within me persisted in its glow. The subsequent days blended seamlessly together. Whispers of intrigue passed between hidden glances in the dim light. Fleeting touches. In the kitchen, our hands danced together, caught in a moment we were reluctant to leave behind. As we brushed past each other in the hallway, a spark ignited, sending thrilling shivers through my being. I stood at the edge of an uncertain emotional crossroad, and the more I struggled against it, the stronger my desire for him grew. On a quiet afternoon, Evan meandered through the ordinary chores of the day. Jason remained in the shadows, compelled by a silent yearning that awakened deep inside him. As I sat on the patio, the refreshing iced tea in my hand, he showed up, igniting a spark that awakened something profound inside me. "Would it be all right if I joined you?" he asked, his voice tinged with a touch of yearning. "No way," I replied. For a moment, we remained in silence, the atmosphere heavy with unexpressed desire. The gentle song of birds intertwined with the soft hum of far-off traffic, crafting an ambience heavy with unexpressed tension between us. At that instant, his voice shattered the stillness, awakening a profound feeling inside. "Your energy seems different lately. Is everything okay?" My heart trembled. A torrent of ideas is crashing around inside me. "If there's anything I can provide, don't hesitate to reach out." His voice slipped away, but the unsaid significance hung in the atmosphere, thick with yearning. As I held my gaze on him, absorbing every detail, a deep transformation began to awaken inside me. It had evolved into something profound, something that awakened the spirit in ways never before conceived. Information technology. It was a deep, poignant sorrow, a desire to reignite the flames of passion stirred within. The evening it revealed itself seemed preordained, a time filled with silent desire. Thomas and Evan attended a baseball game in the city, surrounded by an atmosphere heavy with unexpressed emotions and fleeting looks. The stillness of the house enveloped me, a heavy cloak of quietude. The stillness enveloped everything, inviting your thoughts to explore the profound depths of desire and unvoiced aspirations. Jason hung back in the shadows, claiming that the excitement of baseball had no appeal for him. I had never summoned the courage to challenge it. A wave of relief washed over me. A fragment of my being quaked with apprehension. As I reclined on the couch, my thoughts wandering away from the book I held, Jason appeared in the doorway, a captivating silhouette illuminated by the gentle light of the dim hallway. "Would it be all right if I joined you?" he asked, a trace of yearning in his tone. "Truly," I whispered gently. He stayed close, an essence that awakened something profound inside me. They were profoundly linked, a bond that transcends all limits. The air around us sparkled with a deep, unexpressed desire. "Your discomfort is evident," he said softly. "I'm doing fine." I misled myself. He extended his hand, his fingers lightly grazing mine as he took the book from my grasp, placing it down with an intensity that hung in the air. "Anna, we can share our thoughts and feelings honestly with one another." The manner in which he spoke my name, stripped of any facade, sparked a rush that flowed within me. I pivoted to confront him, my barriers disintegrating under the weight of his gaze. "I can't," I whispered gently. "Absolutely," he replied with steadfast assurance. "I feel that you too have this yearning. In that brief moment, my mind drifted into silence. I released my anxieties. As I approached, he reacted, our bond igniting a spark that was both exhilarating and perilous. As our lips met, a wave of longing surged forth. Weeks of concealed yearning swelled inside us, eclipsing everything else. His hands, strong yet gentle, looked at me, searching for connection. As I yielded to his presence, the surroundings blurred, leaving only the exhilarating feelings he sparked within me. We moved from the couch to the refuge of my bedroom, a place steeped in unvoiced desire, the backdrop of countless solitary nights, haunted by the persistent question of whether Thomas still noticed me at all. At this moment, there was indeed someone who truly grasped the situation. I swiftly pulled my hand back, wishing he hadn't seen how my breath hitched in my throat. Sorry about that, he said softly, a touch of warmth in his voice. It's okay, I murmured, warmth rising to my cheeks. After he left the room, I stayed behind, leaning against the counter, my heart pounding with a whirlwind of emotions. What was happening inside me? Amidst the journey of existence, constrained by commitments and societal norms, I discovered myself traversing the intricate landscape of longing. Yet here I stood, cheeks flushed with a vibrant enthusiasm for someone so much younger than myself. As the night deepened and silence wrapped around the world, I sat by the shimmering pool, immersed in my thoughts. The moonlight shimmered on the surface of the water, every soft wave mirroring the deep yearning that churned inside me. I tried to convince myself that it was merely a passing crush, a fanciful notion that would soon fade away into memory. Still, deep down, a part of me grasped the reality. An unmistakable bond ignited within us, resonating profoundly. A truth lingered in the shadows, tangible yet unrecognized, filling me with an unsettling dread. I promised to conceal those feelings deep inside myself. I was a collaborator tied by promises. She is a woman who radiates a warm and caring affection. I bore the burden of a family that relied on my protection. As I vowed my dedication, a gentle whisper remained in the corners of my mind, pondering, what if? The pull I felt towards Jason was almost impossible to ignore. I hid it under the dullness of daily life, but he made it completely out of reach. His presence filled every corner of our haven. His laughter echoed, a sound that lingered in the air, awakening something profound within. His presence lingered in the air, an eerie reminder that would not dissipate even after he was gone. A week following that pivotal evening by the pool, everything transformed significantly. The summer sun enveloped Evan and Jason in a golden light, their laughter ringing out as they immersed themselves in the flow of the game. With their shirts cast aside, I drew back the living room window, inviting a refreshing breeze to sweep through the space. Jason's playful banter floated through the air, effortlessly capturing my attention. His body moved with a captivating grace as Evan hurried inside, while a wave of yearning washed over Jason, who lingered on the porch, gripping the bottle of water as if it were a vital connection in the quiet of the scene. He caught my eye, a quiet recognition of the unvoiced connection that hung in the air between us. His smile concealed a mystery, a flicker of something unexpressed that hung in the atmosphere, kindling a desire that was equally exhilarating and perilous. It was a smile that concealed mysteries, a flicker of something profound, something that murmured of desire and unvoiced bonds. It was a revelation. It seemed like he could gaze into the very core of my being. My heart raced intensely, and I quickly turned my eyes away, pretending to focus on the laundry I held in my hands. Isn't it a lovely day today? Jason's voice sent a chill racing through me. He hovered just outside the window, his presence a captivating murmur against the frame, radiating an undeniable charm. It is, I replied, my voice quivering with unexpressed desire. Could be quite refreshing for you to venture outdoors more frequently, Mrs. Carter. Welcome the warmth, he encouraged. His tone fluttered gracefully, but beneath it rested an unvoiced burden, a concealed richness that slipped through my fingers. I'm perfectly fine right here. Yet, I expressed my gratitude, concealing my genuine emotions behind a smile before I averted my gaze again. Still, his words echoed in my thoughts, and it wasn't just what he said, but the manner in which he conveyed them. He welcomed the excitement of uncertainty. That evening, while I was cleaning up after dinner, Jason walked back into the kitchen, igniting a feeling inside me. "Do you need help?" he asked softly, his voice low and personal. "No, I've got it," I whispered, my gaze slipping from his piercing eyes. Still, he remained. He rested against the counter, his eyes boring into mine, sparking a heat that coursed through my veins. "You've dedicated an incredible amount of energy," he whispered gently. I hesitated, a plate held delicately in my hand. It had been a long time since anyone had addressed me like that. I casually let it escape my mouth, paired with a slight shrug, as though the burden of my reality was too fragile to reveal fully. "Maybe it's finally time for someone to care for your heart." As dawn broke, a profound sense of yearning mingled with remorse, enveloping the heart like an unexpected visitor. Beside Jason, I lay, my eyes fixed on the ceiling as a whirlwind of yearning consumed my mind. "It seems like a memory best left untouched," I murmured gently. Still, as the words flowed from my mouth, a fragment of my being lingered in doubt. Jason replied with a calm demeanor, expressing his doubts about your sincerity. His fingers brushed against my skin as he gently tucked a stray strand of hair behind my ear. "Your emotions are important, Anna." His words enveloped my wounded heart like a tender hug, but the guilt remained, a persistent shadow that wouldn't dissipate. In the quiet corners of our existence, we cultivated our secret bond, relishing every hidden moment that emerged in the days that came after, seizing brief instants in the dim light when Evan was absent and Thomas was absorbed in his late-night responsibilities. The thrill of it all intensified the experience, but it also left me with a disquieting feeling of discomfort. Thomas stumbled upon Jason's hoodie draped over a chair, an innocent sight that unexpectedly shattered their world and unleashed a whirlwind of feelings inside him. Did Jason move on from those emotions? He pondered, a spark of desire kindling inside him. Certainly, I responded hurriedly. Post-dinner, Thomas raised an eyebrow, a wordless invitation hanging in the atmosphere, thick with things left unsaid. Still, I felt a profound sense of unease. How much longer can we conceal the reality before the world recognizes what we've turned into? I was taken aback by the immediacy of the revelation. The sun enveloped the world in a soft glow, cradling everything in a loving embrace on that memorable Sunday afternoon. In the quiet sanctuary of the backyard, Evan and Jason exchanged laughter that fluttered on the brink of unexpressed emotions, a moment alive with an exhilarating tension that suggested profound sentiments lurking just below the surface. Thomas meandered through the dancing visuals on the screen, each one igniting a yearning deep inside him, while I concealed my feelings and set the table for dinner. Still, there was an overwhelming sense of disarray. I had embarked on a journey into a domain where the lines faded, irrevocably changing my course. The heaviness of my concealed reality pressed down on me, choking the essence of my being. That evening, Thomas stepped into the night, compelled by a beckoning that awakened something profound inside him. Evan found himself upstairs, enveloped in the soothing warmth of the shower, the water flowing over him like a tender hug following their swim. I break the stillness of the kitchen. It was merely Jason and I, a fleeting instant caught in stillness. The atmosphere was saturated with unspoken feelings. "I have reached my limit," I murmured gently. He entered, the atmosphere heavy with unexpressed desire. "Your expressions may not truly convey what you feel inside." "I do," I insisted, even as my voice trembled with unexpressed desire. "This scenario seems quite unsuitable, Jason," it has to conclude. Just as he was on the verge of replying, the back door burst open, breaking the silence with an unforeseen entrance. Thomas entered the room, a whirlwind of unexpressed emotions enveloping him. With an unspoken tension, his gaze darted between Jason and me. Then they zeroed in. "What is unfolding right now?" he asked, a trace of yearning in his tone. In a heartbeat, the fragile balance I had carefully crafted began to fall apart.